Why are we choosing to dress that way?
Why?
Because sometimes, okay, see, the discussion goes in several ways. First of all, some people already leave their houses with the intention of being provocative with their dressing, right? So, and I'm wondering who is modeling these things for us, and what are we modeling for the next generation? So, like, something else that is on the hike now is this biker short stuff. This thing that looks like underpants. That we
actually, don't sugarcoat it. It doesn't look like it is actually an underpants.
Okay, why I'm saying it this way is that they have said it is called a biker short, which means that people who bike professionally or for sports are those who wear those shorts. It means that if you are not on a bike,
and if you're wearing it professionally, you shouldn't be seen in it.
It should be something you're wearing on the streets.
Yeah.
And then you see a young lady put it on, wears a small top on it with all her contours screaming for help. The problem is, you may not get raped, but a young man who's struggling with something has set his eyes on you, and someone else may become a victim. So this whole case of indecent dressing, it's more than, oh, I love my body shape, let me show what. Think of the next person. Why?
Okay, but you know, like I said in the issue of this thing, every child that is growing up, every home, before anybody leaves the house, the parents, they probably must have seen what that child is wearing. Before he or she goes out, a brother, an elderly sister must have seen what the person is wearing. And if they did not stop that person from wearing it out, then that gives no other person the moral right. I mean, these days, if you talk to somebody's child, it is seen as you hate the person or you are trying to be.
Yeah, and you know, you raised this point about the fact that while we were growing up, it was a community thing to raise a child.
Yeah, it was.
So I remember that while growing up, if you wore something that was wrong, another mother was going to call you
back
and straight why are you wearing that house? Why are you going to dress like that? I remember a story, as in, honestly, when I was growing up. So I had a cousin who was living opposite my house, and I had this really nice nightwear. It was like a dress, a wrap, just really cute. Someone had gotten it for me from outside the country. I decided to wear it.
You just wanted to rock it.
I decided to wear it and go to my cousin's house, opposite my own house. And then my landlady, not my mom, got wind of it. The bulala that I got.
And I'm sure you never wore that dress outside the house.
Never again.
Exactly.
It was unexpected. She punished me for that act and still reported me to my parents, who still punished me.
Okay, now that you get to understand my point. Now, can you try that exact same thing today with today's children and today's parents?
If my child is my child, don't touch my child for me. I will discipline my child if I want to.
And then do they actually get to discipline
And our society is gradually, losing the things that we held on to. Okay, we say, let's give a benefit of doubt. With dressing, right, sometimes it's based on culture. So if you say it's based on culture, based on weather, how many of us observe the weather in Nigeria to wake up? But
okay. No, don't worry. You know what? The only weather we actually understand in Nigeria is the hot one. Like everybody wants to go and probably just walk like
but then, I'm even saying that when you say that, so that someone does not say, oh no, you can't say that we dress according to culture. I agree with you, but when you even say we dress according to culture, what's the African culture?
Well, a lot of people would have to contend that and argue that.
But most of the African culture is a covered-up culture.
Now, we are going to argue that. You know why? Because there are some persons who believe that initially the African man was not used to wearing fabrics, was not used to clothes. It was all about the ancient ways of just covering the waist and covering the top for most people. But that has changed, and we know that preservation and covering up is at the center of the dress code for an African man or woman.
Yeah.
So once you get away from that shift, once you get away from that viewpoint, you are actually going out of proportion. But I think a lot of these fashion thing we're saying is basically because of the media. A lot of people, definitely media. And we are, a lot of people see things in the media, they see things in the movie, and they just copy. And they take it hook, line, and sinker without actually thinking, probably this cloth was just meant for that set, and this artist never took it out of that set.
Entirely.
Okay, so but these people are saying the artist wear it, and it looks good on the artist.
And you do not know for a particular.
Exactly, and they do not know why that cloth had to be worn. Sometimes artists wear clothes on set to portray a picture, to portray an image, to tell a story, and after that set, that cloth goes. But people who are watching and seeing, just pick it and
pick it up as a trend.
And it becomes a trend for them. It becomes something that for them, if you tell them it's not right, then you're attacking somebody.
Oh my God.
So I think what we actually have to understand that there's a distinction between reality and the artist's world. And then when you get to see things on the media or in the media, rather, you do not just take everything and then, apply it into your life. I used to ask people, you're watching a film and then you see somebody put his hand in the fire and the fire lights up the person's skin. Why haven't you tried doing that?
Why are you picking everything?
Since you're trying to copy everything else. Exactly. So try putting your hand in the fire. After the fire, don't burn your hand, and there you go.
But trust me, it's a menace. Yeah. It's a menace. I went to work a few days back, and we had just alighted, and this lady wore something that should have been worn in her bedroom. Sometimes you would think that women wear these things because of men, as in they want to be attractive, they want to lure men. Every man that was in the vehicle with me was super irritated. Okay. So who exactly are you doing? But another way to put it, I just want to do a little blame game. I blame the guys. If people are encouraging it.
I knew that point was coming. Yes. I seriously knew that point was coming.
How do you see a lady wear pints, Hambrazy, in the name of apparel?
I'm trying to imagine how that would look.
Do you understand? And you don't call it, and you're going to do fine girl. Tell her that young woman, this is not what makes you beautiful.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I'll speak for myself first, and then I'll speak for the other side of the thing. Yeah, I'll speak for myself. First and foremost, we know as an African man, as a true man, as a real man, what moves us is not the outside. It's not the shape. It's not the grass.
It's not true.
Yeah. No, truly.
It's not true.
For the real men, what moves us is not all of those things. We don't really care about all of those things. I mean, we see them every day, so why get moved by it?
My God.
Okay, but there's another divide of the men who, once they see, oh my goodness,
start shaking my knee.
Moves out of their skin and gets out of their body. I mean, I've been on the road and I've watched several accidents actually happen. I'll tell you what, that's very funny. And I never forget that because I actually got about 10,000 naira out of that experience. All right, don't laugh. Just promise you're not going to laugh. Okay,
I'm laughing already.
While I was in college, I love wearing shirts like you've saved me on several times. So I was on the road, going to work, and then I went into the school environment where I was. And then there's this man who was driving a Porsche car, and then the man I didn't know that all the way I was walking from outside into the school gate, the person just lost track of where he was going to.
Please, let me tell you something about this Francis that is talking. Let me tell you, my head shopper, I don't know if I can tell this people. Is the one that caused the accident. This Francis used to behave in ways that are not pleasing.
I don't know what you're talking about. I just know that I walk by walk.
If you watch our episode, let me tell them something. If they watched our Spectrum introduction to the city, they would have seen your dancing skills.
What about your dancing skills?
They'll be wondering, is a guy supposed to dance like this? So continue your story. That's why you let him.
There's actually no need now. So I was, just doing my gentle walk. I didn't know this man had diverted his attention and was following me. So
Francis, you went to take a walk.
He drove right into the school gutter.
Oh my God.
And at that point, at the back of the car was when I noticed something happen, and I turned. And he was already...
was he whining your waist on the road?
So, the school guys came out. Oh, guy, you don't buy market. Oh, guy, you don't buy market. And the man just came out. He didn't say anything. He was just staring at me.
That one is very heavy.
You know, they dragged him into the car and then got to help him out of the car. But after charging him about, I think it was about 30,000 naira. So
and your share for causing the accident was 10,000.
So I went to work after I went inside. Later when the boys came, they gave me 10,000. I said, bros, your worker don't give us money.
Guys, you guys see the way he put it. His worker gave money.
But seriously, but you know what? Then I was very crazy about, modeling, and I was always,
no wonder you work with a catwalk.
So I was just, sometimes I unintentionally just catwalk on the road. Like I imagine myself on the stage. We can calm down a bit. We artists and how we are. Sometimes, just intention. It's like when you see a musician in the forest and it's screaming his lungs out, screaming his heart out. It's trying to get that voice to
work for
him. So you don't blame us. Sometimes we just do that, and it's us. It's who we are. It's what we do. So when that happened, why would a man be lusting after another man to the point of losing? But that's a story for another.
See something. So when on the international space, there was this 16 days of awareness against gender-based violence. Mm-hmm. It's been on for a few days and will end. I think from us here at Rise and Shine Saturday, this is us lending a voice. We are asking that it is important that you dress appropriately. As a lady, don't be provocative, because you do not know the spiral of things that happen after you have been dressed in that way. Yeah. And just like I said, it's not only the women that dress bad. We now have guys on bomb shorts wearing things that are squeezing their area.
And you can actually see the balls.
Don't do that.
Positioned.
Don't do that.
And divided.
Take care of the next person's mental health. All right, we just let's take a quick break.
Okay, before we go for that break, we're talking about ending violence against women, and this year's theme was about equality. Okay. So when we're talking about equality, you have to know that it doesn't end with you just screaming, "We want equal rights." Yeah. You have to actually put yourself in the mind frame to have that equal right. It boils down to your self-discipline. It boils down to your attitude. It boils down to everything about your lifestyle.
Everything.
So, me, I'm for equal rights. I'm for equality 24/7.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We've had a few discussions this morning. It's still Rise and Shine Saturday. We're going to step right into staying fit. Something for the body.
Yeah, and that will help you do the wonderful dance.
What?
Wonder.
Let's just go to staying fit. This is what we have for you this morning.